Welcome to Quick Bytes, Qvive World News, a platform where truth, honesty, and transparency is manifested. Let's take a look at today's news. After 22-year-old Masha Amini's death in custody sparked massive protest months ago after she was arrested for wearing her hijab incorrectly. Iranians have called for a 3-day strike amid conflicting reports that the regime has abolished the morality police. In spite of reports that morality police had shut down, the protests in Iran have grown into one of the largest sustained challenges to the nation's theocracy since the 1979 Islamic Revolution. According to Iranian state media, the morality police unit was abolished, a major victory for protesters. However, there was no confirmation of the closure from the Interior Ministry, which is in charge of the morality police, and Mohammad Jafar Montazeri was not responsible for overseeing the force. In response to unprecedented protest at the end of November, Chinese state media reported that the coronavirus was weakening and that the protocol that had been followed to contain the outbreak may now need to be lowered. Qvive reported that the COVID could be relegated to Category B or Category C management. Some changes have been made due to public anger over these restrictions, but authorities say the zero COVID strategy, which aims to isolate every person infected, remains the same. During the pandemic, different levels of government in China were in charge of managing COVID restrictions, resulting in inconsistent and confusing regulations. Asim Munir, Pakistan's newly appointed army chief, said the Pakistani armed forces will defend their motherland as well as take the fight back to the enemy in case of an attack. During his first visit to troops along the line of control on Saturday, Munir made these remarks. A number of irresponsible statements have been made recently about Gilgit-Baltistan and Jammu and Kashmir by Indian leadership. Whenever war is imposed upon Pakistan, the Pakistani armed forces will always be ready, not only to defend every inch of our motherland, but also to take the fight back to the enemy, he added. In Qatar, teams have reached the knockout phase of the World Cup, and players are not only competing for the tournament's title, but also for the coveted Golden Boot award. Golden Boots are awarded to the player who scores the most goals in the tournament, with assists being taken into account in the case of a tie. During the India's G20 presidency, Amitabh Kant said that the goal would be to foster win-win collaborations between developed countries, the global south, and the advanced economies. As Kant tweeted, the G20 organizations will push forward innovation and sustainable development with digital transformation and digital public goods. Group of 20 is an international forum for developing and developed countries around the world. In addition to hosting 200 meetings across 32 different work streams, India will provide G20 delegates and guests with an insight into India's rich cultural heritage, providing them with an unique Indian experience. Now, welcome to the lead story of the day. According to a US-based scientist who worked in the Wuhan research lab that first developed the COVID virus, the virus was a man-made virus that leaked from the lab. 2 years ago, the Wuhan Institute of Virology, a state-funded and state-run research facility, leaked COVID according to The Sun, quoting American-based researcher Andrew Huff. The US government funded coronaviruses in China, according to epidemiologist Andrew Huff in his book The Truth About Wuhan. Foreign Minister S. Jaishankar said that India has submitted a list of Indian products to Russia to gain access to Russian markets. As India seeks to narrow a growing trade deficit with Russia, Russia has sent India a list of 500 products that would be delivered, including cars, aircraft, and train parts. The German foreign minister is in India for 2 days visit and will sign a mobility agreement. During her visit, German Foreign Minister Annalena Baerbock said both sides would sign a mobility agreement that would enable people to work, study, and do research in each other's countries. India has managed to lift over 400 million people from poverty in the last 15 years, she said. By December 8th morning, a cyclonic storm is likely to hit Tamil Nadu, Puducherry and Andhra Pradesh coasts. In northern Tamil Nadu, Puducherry and adjoining southern Andhra Pradesh coasts, a low-pressure area formed over the South Andaman Sea will intensify into a cyclonic storm. From December 7th to December 15th, the IMD predicts heavy rain will fall over northern Tamil Nadu, south coastal Andhra Pradesh and Rayalaseema. It is important that PM Modi doesn't be a chui-mui, but learns to take criticism in stride, according to Congress spokesperson Supriya Srinath. She asked if Modi called Sonia Gandhi a widow of the Congress, where does that dignity go? As she continued to question, will your accountability be fixed if the country elected you? It was announced Monday that Farooq Abdullah was re-elected as Jammu Kashmir's National Conference President. According to party leader Ali Mohammad Sagar, Abdullah was the only one whose nomination was received until the final date to file nominations. He was unanimously elected at a delegate meeting. Omar Abdullah, former Jammu and Kashmir Chief Minister, had earlier said his dad would not seek re-election. Follow us on our social media platforms and log in to Qvive.in, prakashtv.in and unnatinews.in. That's all of the news for today. Thank you for watching and goodbye.